Hey, hello. I'm gonna talk about Revit. So how to create a retaining wall follow the topography. This is kind of important. Um, so what we do is first you wanna um you wanna have a floor, right? This is our floor. So what we you need to let's say we have floor and we wanna in this edge of the floor we want to do something. Okay, we want to do the walls. So that's basically how people do it, right? Sometimes you just use the line, which is also fine. Okay. But anyway, the first thing is Dynamo can get the spring collector element sketch. What they can do is you select the floor and then they will get the sketch of the floor, okay, which is this one. Okay, once you get the sketch, you you could you could immediately export them as a curve, as a model curve, which is great because you have the sketch, you have the model curve, you can create a subregion or those kind of things later. All right. um, and and then what and then we have the curve, and then what we do is we extrude this curve. See here the poly curve by join curves, because right now the curve is multiple curves. We just want one curve, same direction. And once we have this, and then we could extrude them. Okay, and then we see here we extrude them, and then we extrude, and then we use the geometry intersect. Okay, um, this is really cool. You cannot do this in Revit. All right. And make sure you choose the extrude surface, and then the other and then is the poly surface. Okay. um, and then the issue is we have a geometry which is a curve, but there's issue with that is they have a lot of curves, right? And some of them just lines, and because they intersect with the individual, it's a poly surface, so it's different, like triangles, right? Because they intersect with triangles, there's a lot of curves, and some curves are just one point, or it's not consistent, so there's issue with that. Okay, and you see here, there's NURBS, there's lines, right? So it's not that stable. Um, so what I do is, and this depends on your service and your lines, right? And then what I do is I convert all those troublesome poly curves to one smooth NURB, right? So what I do is first I make all the curves, transform them to NURB, and then I combine all the NURB curves to one poly curve. So you only have one poly curve right now. And since poly curve we cannot do anything with it, um, we I use the points at equal segment lengths, which set up a division. So each 60 feet I give a point. So then I create a point. So that's the only way to do it. Okay, you have to create a point and recreate that curve. Okay, I use NURB curve by control points. Alright, so basically I recreate that curve based on the points on the polyline, and you can see these two curves are really similar. Okay, it's basically the same. It's not the exact same, but it's pretty close, which is fine in this case. Okay, so once we have one clean NURB curve, we can do anything with it. Okay, what I do is pretty straightforward. What I do is let me just hide this extrude. Um, okay, pretty cool. So then what I do is I extrude them again, just extrude, but this time you make sure you use curve extrude with the direction. um, that's important because they might extrude with any direction. um, and also I want to make sure my curve is closed. Okay, you actually can set up in here, which is closed, and then they extrude, then you have service. once you have service, here is the key. Dynamo cannot link with Revit that well, like automatically. Okay, you have to use this export to SAT file. Okay, you have to create outside file. In your folder or somewhere. Okay, you can choose this browse and to find and name it to give a name. Okay, so you have to do this. Um, like see here, I actually did that. Is I save it and save to my file and name it with SAT. This is Dynamo SAT ST. So you should you should definitely use this. Okay, so once you have this, you can still you won't use it still. All right, there's nothing you can do with it still. So what you gonna do, you have to go to mass and site. Let me just review everything again. um, okay, so this wall, let me just delete them. So what you do, you have to go to mass and site, you have to choose in place mass, and ignore this, and you give a name of the mass. Let me just say wall and click OK, and then you insert. Okay, and then make sure you choose length, and I link this cat. So and then we find this one from Dynamo, and make sure you select origin to origin, and once you click open, you'll see this geometry exact same imported in here. Okay, and you finish mass. And then what's cool about this is, since it's mass, you can select surfaces. Okay, some families they can do with the faces, like walls by face. You can do that. So you just select this face, then they will create walls for you. Okay, really cool. Okay, really nice functions. Okay, um, but what if I want to change this mass? It's pretty good, pretty nice. What you do is you just go to you know you just go here and change the numbers. Okay, for example, I change to 50 and I run it, and you just run it. Make sure you run it. And when you run it, make sure in the Revit session, make sure you get out of the editing session, and then they will run it. Okay, so see here, they will create an instance, this import instance, but it's still not the um, this is just a symbol. See here, the symbol is not a mass yet. You can actually delete that. What you want to do is you want to go to manage, and you want to go to manage links, and in cat format you can find the links we added, and we just click reload and reload them and click OK, and then here is the mask. Okay, and for the walls it's really simple. Just select the walls and we update to face. See, the walls will change. Okay, really cool thing. Okay, this is so hard if you want to do it by hand with Revit. Okay, then you can delete the mask and the walls still stay there, so you have the wall you want perfectly. Okay, just make sure you remember this. So Dynamo is pretty cool to give so many possibility for Revit. All right, so that's this. I'll see you next time.